Look, I get it. Everybody loves to romanticize Germany, Japan, efficiency, trains, and so on. But living here, you might actually feel and see some differences every day. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Hello, I'm Arthur, and I live in Japan for about, a few years now, almost 6 years. And today we're going to talk about big differences that I noticed living here in Japan. Of course, there are many differences, and I'm probably going to have to make different videos about this. But today I'm going to talk about 3 differences, 3, or for the German audience, 3, that I notice interacting with Japanese people and living here, of course. So, first of all, the social rules. Right? So, different from Germany, Japan is a very, how can I say, collectivist culture, right? Which kind of means the group comes before the individual. Whereas most Western societies, they are individualist societies. And that is very true in Japan as well. So to give you a few examples, people in Japan follow rules because that's what's right. That's what keeps everyone together. That's what creates harmony. That is what, just feels like the way to do, right? In Germany, rules are more about logic, not so much about culture, behavior, and so on. In Germany, when there's a rule, people will follow them. If there's a strange rule, people will question them and maybe change it. That doesn't happen in Japan so much. People in Japan still follow rules, and they even follow them when no one's watching, right? Because that's what they learn probably from kindergarten or even before. And that's like social cues, right, that you have to think about in Japan. But it's also a good thing because, like I said earlier, it keeps harmony, and that's what it's about, living in Japan. It's also, in situations, it's kind of, and that leads me to my second topic actually, the communication style. And in Japan, people are not direct. The word no, yet, exists, but people don't really use it. So it's kind of for you to read the room. In Japanese, there's a word called sasuru, which means basically like guess. Read the air, read the room, right? People might say, if you ask them, oh, do you want to go to the cinema tomorrow? They might say yes, but they don't say no, right? Whereas in Germany, it's way more direct. People say what they feel. People say it straight to your face, say it directly. In Japan, it's less so. It's more about, the indirect style. That's definitely something you see, especially I've noticed that in, let's say, when you go to City Hall and places like that, maybe government offices. Of course, there's this whole style of keigo, which is kind of like the honorary forms of speaking. But you really feel, I mean, they really want to help you, but if there is a problem, they will not say, hey, well, we can't do this for you. They will kind of, beat around the bush a little bit. And that is true for many different situations. Doesn't even have to be like a official, government thing. It can also be with friends, people you talk to on a daily basis. That does create misunderstandings, of course, in Japan. And that's also one of the problems, especially in business. There's always this funny example that, for example, like if I say I don't like your business idea, I will say I don't like your business idea in Germany. In Japan, it would be like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. But then behind your back, when it's over, they'll be like, oh yeah, this was not so good. Right? So it kind of can create some misunderstandings. That is true. I also have to say Japanese is context. How do we say this? It's a high context language, whereas German and English are low context languages. So, and that all plays together. And then number 3, I was kind of thinking if I should include it, because I want to talk about the work and the work-life setup, the work-life balance in Japan. And when I came to Japan, I knew Japanese people work so hard and long and so on, more than Germans. But then now living in Japan, people, and I talk to Japanese people work long. It doesn't mean they necessarily work hard, you know. Sometimes they just stay at the office until the boss leaves. That used to be the culture. It's changing a little bit now, of course. But people work long, but not necessarily hard. Otherwise, I mean, maybe my economics knowledge is not good enough, but then why is the Japanese economy like not growing as much as it should if people are working so hard? But then on the other hand, when I talk to some people, I feel like they are so busy. They are so busy, and I ask them, like, do you have deadlines for everything? Because in Germany, if we don't, for example, if we have a task and we don't finish it on the day, we just do it the next day. No, in Japan, people stay at work until they finish that task, which should free them up for more tasks, right? But it feels like it's not happening. But everyone is so busy. It's kind of confusing here. And yeah, that's a little bit different. The work-life balance in Germany is more like, I want to finish my job, I want to go home as early as I can, and then the next morning I'll do it again. In Japan, it's very different. And yeah, those are some differences that I caught. I was gonna include another one about how convenient Japan is compared to Germany. Probably gonna make another video about that, because that is a topic on its own, I think. So stay tuned for that one. So yeah, I reckon this is all for today, and let me know what you think in the comments. Maybe you have your own experience, let me know as well. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.